So smoked salmon and pasta. This dish tastes even better than it looks. Now, here's the ingredients. I'm going to list them soon, but one thing I want you to notice isn't here, and that's cream. I have dropped using cream with sauces that I would consider creamy and pasta. And watching this video, you'll see what I mean. So here's what's in it. You can just use either pecorino and Parmesan or just pecorino. I ended up using just pecorino. Little bit up to your personal taste. Pecorino is a bit saltier, so it can be a mix of the two or one or the other. But here's the ingredients you'll be using. So a big old chunk of butter in the pan. I'm adding the salt to the water to cook the pasta in. And I'm going to start out just by just sizzling the garlic a bit in the butter. You don't want to get it really hot. You're just trying to cook the garlic a bit in the butter, but you're not trying to brown either the garlic or the butter. And occasionally you're going to want to stir up the pasta so it doesn't stick to itself. And while those things are going on, I'm just going to prep a little, just loosely cutting the basil leaves. That basil plant, we've been growing it during this COVID crisis. It's doing pretty good. And then I'm going to just thinly slice the smoked lox. I like to do that on a bit of an angle. Can even be a flatter angle than that. But with a small piece like that, it's hard to cut it like super angled. But just nice and thin is what you want to do there. And then I'm going to go back over to the pan and start warming that up, the butter and garlic again. And as soon as the pasta is done, and not all the way done, but sort of al dente done, I'm just going to throw it directly in the pan. You don't have to drain it or rinse it or anything. It just goes right, just shake the water out fairly good and throw it in the pan and start stirring. Because in the end, the sauce here is going to be a combination of the butter and some of the pasta water. So here I'm going for a bit more pasta water. Maybe put about 3 spoons of that water in there. And then just start stirring again. And what happens is the butter and this pasta water start emulsifying into a kind of sauce. And again, I just think and here comes the pecorino cheese. Once everything's kind of warm, then you're going to incorporate the cheese, which is going to make it tasty and even more sort of saucy. That chunk you saw on the cutting board, I'm using about 2/3 of it in the dish, and the other third I'll be using to grate over the pasta when it's on the plate. So you can watch this, that cheese will start melting and incorporating, and if you watch kind of the bottom of the pan, you'll start to see the sauce developing into, it's nice and thick. And for the 9th time, it's so much better than having cream. I'm just done with cream and the pasta sauce. Totally unnecessary, and this just tastes way better. And I'm no cream hater, but this is just better. So then you just keep working it, and this is all real time because you just get an idea of the time it takes. But you can see that it's really become a sauce at this point. Once you know that it's all up on the sauce, then you can turn the heat off. And then I'm going to add some fresh ground black pepper. You probably use a little less than a lot of people do. And the egg yolk, and then just stir that in. And that egg yolk is probably somewhat optional, but it also helps to just make that sauce a little rich, and it also emulsifies into the sauce and makes it nice and thick and good. So, and then once all that's all mixed together, then we just take the pan over to the table, and we're going to plate it up. So just get your portion of pasta, And then we're going to decorate it up with the basil, and after that the smoked lox, and arrange it like you like. Making it look good usually helps. So then the final little touch is a little more grated either Parmesan or Pecorino Romano cheese, and you're good to go. And once you, this is just too easy, and once you do this, this will be a repeat dish, because it's just super tasty and not difficult at all. Enjoy.